So Nokia recently launched Android TV in India with 13.9-watt Onkyo soundbar, 325 minutes of peak brightness and few other exclusive features such as wall mount, metal stand and 1.5 gigs of RAM. All of it comes for just Rs 14,000 for the 32-inch variant and 25,000 for the 43-inch variant. At the same price, you also get television from Realme, OnePlus and Xiaomi. So the question that has to be asked is how good are these exclusive features in this Nokia TV, and more importantly, how does it compare with the other Android TV in the market from Realme, Xiaomi and OnePlus etc. Well, this is Mina from TechVisor.com and let's review this Nokia TV. Now in this video, I will review the 32-inch variant, but this review should also hold true for 43-inch variant as well. The only difference between the 32 and 43 is the screen size. Everything else from hardware, software or specs are exactly the same. So with that out of the way, let's begin with the unboxing. So you get the Nokia TV with the power cord attached to it, a mini AV cable. Next we have the remote, which also comes with two AAA batteries. Appreciate that. Then we have the two metal stand, which looks quite premium compared to the plastic stand that you get with most of the budget TVs like Realme, OnePlus etc. And then there is also a wall mount. Yeah, there is a wall mount which will save you extra 500 bucks, as no other budget TV at this segment offers a wall mount. So far the unboxing experience has been pretty good. Unlike all the other 32 and 43-inch Android TV variants, the Nokia TV has metal stand and wall mount. Now let's take a look at the TV itself. The 32-inch supports HD with 1366 and 768 pixel resolution with a good amount of bezels on the three sides and an integrated Onkyo soundbar at the bottom edge with the Nokia logo in the middle. Now I get the part where they have to make space for the soundbar at the bottom, but the three side bezels could have been smaller. To give you a perspective, here's a side by side of Nokia TV with Mi TV Horizon and Realme TV. So the build quality is pretty much like any other Android TV. Now let's take a look at the ports. At the back you have the usual connectivity options, which includes 3 HDMI ports, out of which one is ARC, 2 USB 2.0 port, optical audio out, headphone out and an AV in and LAN port. Now taking a closer look at the remote, this isn't as minimal as you get with the OnePlus or Xiaomi remote, but there are a few extra buttons in it that I found particularly interesting. One of course is the Z5 button in place of the usual Prime Videos. Now don't worry, Prime Video works flawlessly on this Nokia TV. But funny enough, when you press the Z5 button, nothing happens. It asks you to install the Z5 app. Well, that's something. Other interesting button is the setting button. So say if you're watching a movie on Netflix and you would like to change the display setting, pressing this button will launch the display settings on the site and you can easily preview your settings. In all the other Android TV, you have to quit whatever you are watching, then go to home screen and then go to settings, which takes over the entire screen, and you can't see the preview in real time as well. So this one is quite useful. Similarly, there is other options on the numpad for live TV, smart options, which we will see later on. Overall, if I have to summarize the build quality of this Nokia TV, I would say it's kind of a mixed bag. Yes, there are a few things that it does better than other Android TV. For example, you get a wall mount, metal stand as well as the remote, which is quite functional. But then again, there are a few things that it lacks compared to other Android TV. For example, the bezels are quite thick compared to Realme and OnePlus. But you know what? Look is important. But what's more important is the audio and video quality. So let's take a look at the most touted feature of this Nokia TV. Yes, the sound quality. So the Nokia TV comes with 39-watt soundbar, out of which 24-watt is speaker and 15-watt is tweeter. But is it really that good? Yes, in fact, I can easily say it's arguably one of the best sound output on any television under 40,000 rupees. All the other television at this price range such as OnePlus, Samsung or Xiaomi has 20-watt speaker, and the only outlier is the Realme TV, which has 24-watt speaker. But Nokia TV, well, Nokia TV is loudest of all with 39-watt speaker. In fact, it's not just loud, it's quite clear as well, something that was missing in all the other television. Here, listen to this side by side at 50% volume.
Some get hooked the day they're born. Some fall into it as time moves on. Some are defenseless when Cupid strikes.
If you're listening to this on your earphone, you might have noticed that the Nokia TV has slightly better audio, even though it has 39-watt speaker compared to just 24-watt in Realme TV. And well, in my opinion, the difference isn't big because the Nokia TV also has 24-watt speaker and the rest 15 watt are tweeters, which is responsible for audio clarity and not loudness. Rest assured, both TV are significantly louder compared to the Mi TV or OnePlus. Overall, the sound quality is pretty good for the price and can easily surpass the need of an entry-level soundbar. So if you're planning to buy an entry-level soundbar for your TV which will cost you 3 to 5,000, well, with Nokia TV, you don't need that, thus saving you a few extra bucks. Now, let's take a look at the display quality. One of the key highlights of this Nokia TV is the peak brightness of 320 nits, which does play an important part, especially when you're watching a movie shot in dark. Here again on Netflix, I was watching this Raat Akeli Hai movie, which has a lot of dark scenes, both literally and figuratively, and as you can see, the Nokia TV carries more details. Now here's a side-by-side comparison of this Nokia TV with all the other television and with a flickering test. As you can see, the Nokia TV performs reasonably well in the flickering test, so you should be able to play games and movies in it easily, while the OnePlus TV performed the worst here. Overall, the picture quality of this Nokia TV is above average, but not the best in this segment. For the most part, you will have to play around with the display settings to get closer to the natural look. Now, let's take a look at the performance and software. Now, when it comes to software, on paper, this Nokia TV is a certified Android TV with Android TV 9.0 running out of the box, powered with quad-core SoC and has 1.5 gigs of RAM with 8 gigs of internal storage. You get the apps like Netflix, Prime Video, Hotstar along with Google Play Store. There is also support for Google Chromecast and Google Assistant, so its software side is pretty much same as any other Android TV with two major differences. Now before we talk about the software differences, I would like to point out that in few days of testing this Nokia TV, it did restart few times and there were frequent Wi-Fi disconnection issues. This could be a device specific issue and can easily be fixed with a software update, but something worth pointing out. Now back to the software differences. All the other Android TV at this price segment offer 1 gigs of RAM, but Nokia TV, well, Nokia TV offer 1.5 gigs of RAM. So technically it should be faster than all the other television. Well, honestly, I wasn't able to find any difference. However, there are few customization that Nokia did over the Android TV interface. For example, you can customize the audio and video from any part of the screen and it doesn't take the entire screen like it does in other Android TV. Similarly, there are other smart features. For instance, say if you're listening to a music or a podcast before going to bed, you can enable this one which will continue the music playback while the display is turned off. Then there is a sleep timer, and the one I like is the Fastcast, which not only lets you mirror your Android screen but also supports iPhone and Mac via AirPlay. I'm not sure how legit this is, but it works quite well. Overall, if I have to summarize the software experience on this Nokia TV, I would say it's 90% same as any other Android TV. You get the same Chromecast, same app, same Google Play support, same Bluetooth connectivity options, etc, etc. However, Nokia TV does add a bit of customization on top of it, like an intuitive sound and picture control that doesn't take over the screen, and then there are other smart features such as screen mirroring or smart Bluetooth connect, etc. So, who should buy it? Well, if you have been watching my previous TV review videos, I have been recommending pretty much most of the television, like the Mi TV Horizon or the Realme TV. So, why is that? Well, innovation. In fact, it seems like the smart TVs of this generation are the new smartphone of 2020. A lot of smartphone manufacturers are making Android TV, and often in the process they make a better product and undercut their predecessor. And that's exactly the case with the Nokia TV as well. So the Nokia TV costs same as Mi, OnePlus and Realme TV, and yet it offers unique features such as superior sound quality with 39 watt speaker, a brightness up to 320 nits, a metal stand, wall mount and software customization, not to forget 1.5 gigs of RAM. And for all of these reasons, I can easily recommend this Nokia TV to most people. It looked fantastic from the first impression, and the only thing I'm unsure about is how well it will age over time. Like the Mi and Realme TV has aged gracefully, both in terms of customer support as well as after sale service. And that's about it. Let me know what you guys think about this newly released Nokia TV. Is this something that you are interested in buying? Well, like always, it's Mrinal signing off, and I will catch you in the next one.